There we are. Thank you for the light. Greatly appreciated it. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Stiffler Manufacturing. This is Robert, showing off some slides. Today is the last day. We are whittling down to, the last 6 hours or so of our President's Day sale. I mean, realistically, if you wake up tomorrow morning, it'll probably still be going because we got to get up, have breakfast, get to the shop, turn it off. So for those of you who live East Coast, time zone's a little different. There'll be time. Or those of you running late on the West Coast, there'll be a little bit of time. But, yep, tonight, midnight, that's when it's supposed to end. Been a decent sale, not bad. Hey, President's Day, a lot of sales, a lot of stuff going on, a lot of businesses, not just us. But yep, all slides 15% off, all slides 17.4 stainless steel, all Cerakote styles, all models, strip slides, complete slides, doesn't matter, all 15% off. Blue Jay, what's going on, man? With my questions on the sunset slide, but I see the Viper was uploaded to the site in that fashion, so the Flash not happening. The Flash is not currently in production. There are plans to bring the Flash back to production at some point, but it's not currently available. So that one there belongs to Justine. She's laid claim to it. It's going to be hers, to a few people's dismay, myself included. But yes, there will be sunset models available in the other models. So, yeah. But the Flash will return at some point. I can't say when, but we are going to have the Flash back eventually. And I do know Jack of all trades is going to be getting one of the sunsets. I think in a Viper. For those of you that don't know, well, I don't have a lot of people in here, but here we go. This is the sunset slide that we're talking about. Electric yellow, hunter orange, fading into USMC red. Each one will look a little bit different for the blending process, but they'll all relatively have the same, rough design. I'll show you another one here. Oh, that looks nice with the copper barrel. I gotta admit, that looks nice. Let's pop that up. Yeah, it looks pretty nice with the copper barrel. Yeah, that might look good with a rose gold, too. But not bad with a copper barrel. And that's 416R stainless steel with copper PVD is the coating for the barrel. Okay, so we do actually have a few Leonidases left. So you might actually be able to reach out to us at sales@stifflermanufacturing.com. The Leonidas is a little more expensive because it's so much harder to make. But if you want a Leonidas, we might have some left if Justine hasn't already done something with them. Like Bill Poole, he got one of our Green Mamba Leonidases. He reached out to get one. Loves it. Hey, Funtucky, what's going on, man? Yeah, pretty good. It's the last day of the sale. Been pretty busy in the shop, getting a lot of things done. But yeah. I'll swap out slides. This is our gold Viper. Let's swap it out to something. Oh, how about the white Viper here? Stormtrooper white. One of our older ones. Slight change on the new ones, but oh yeah, man, it looked great. Loved that post. My favorite thing about the Stormtrooper white slides is that, dude, they turned into a little cooked marshmallow. That's my favorite thing about the white ones. Yeah, the white ones are fun. Yeah, a little toasted marshmallow. Yeah, I love seeing people's builds. Whenever somebody does someone on like Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, I love sharing it, commenting on it. People's builds are great. Right back. Well, I mean, if you want to get a Viper in Sunset, you know, that Viper will be 15% off. But yeah, we just don't have the Flash and Leonidas back. There is a plan to bring both of them back, and then there are a few other models in the background that we're working on. I don't know when those will be ready because the 43 and the 26 take precedence. But there are a few designs that we have in the background that we could potentially bring out. But we'll see. We'll see how 2026 treats us. We'll see how some of these possible new contracts we have going are, you know. We'll see what happens. These ones are not populating. What's going on with that? There we are. Here's one of our completes. SM17 Turbo, burnt bronze. Got a ported barrel. Black titanium nitride coated on 416R stainless steel. Parts kits, SCT Manufacturing. The barrel itself is from ELD Performance. Got some Glock OEM sights. So, I mean, you know, you could probably find better parts kits out there, you know, like performance level parts kits, you know, especially if you're into competition shooting, things like that. But yeah, the SCT one, it'll get you started. It'll get you running. Oh yeah, burnt bronze is great. Burnt bronze has been one of our top 10 colors since we started. The top color is still just graphite black. People love graphite black, which is the same black we use for our space worn distressed slides. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Graphite black with a little bit of Arctic white. That is still the most sold color. After that, yeah, let's see. Probably any of the tactical ones. You're looking at burnt bronze, FDE, mil-spec OD green, Jesse James, Eastern Front green. Of course, USMC red and tungsten sell pretty well. Hunter orange, certain times of the year, Hunter orange just kills it. This crocodile green, definitely. And then, of course, you know, Stormtrooper white. Like, there's especially when people get the buzz to just build a white build, that Stormtrooper build. Shimmer aluminum. Oh yeah, shimmer aluminum kills. Sell quite a few of those. And then every now and then gold. Every now and then, definitely gold. Sometimes people just really go wild on the gold. And then once in a while, especially once we start getting like we get some female customers, they love the Sig Pink. And we are going to do a Sig Pink urban camo for those of you that have seen the urban camos that we have. Blue Jay, what's going on? Oh yeah, you got a Gold Viper. That's right, you do. Yep, the Gold Viper kicks ass. Magazine Magic, if you guys know him, he has a gold helmet. So this helmet slide here, but just in gold. You know, I know one place that might still have some of our flash slides. I know one place that might still have them in stock, and that is the Hub Gun Store in Tucson, Mesa, and Lakeside. And possibly Sirius Arms Company in Prescott, Arizona. And then possibly, I'm not 100% sure on this, I think they might even be out of stock, but 3CR Tactical might have some of our flash slides still. Maybe it was MDX. Was it 3CR or was it MDX? We'll do a quick search. Let's see here. 3CR. 3CR. Yeah, 3CR Tactical might still have a flash slide in stock. You could reach out to them, but that one, if I remember right, is either in Sniper Gray or Tungsten. Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah. The burnt bronze, it's got a little bit of that metallic flake. So it's a little higher end, little flashy, kind of what they were doing with the 19X. But it's not over the top. It's not really flamboyant. It's not, it's not going to pop out at you like Hunter Orange does. Safely strapped. What's going on, man? No, that's just burnt bronze Cerakote. We don't have midnight burnt bronze or midnight bronze. I think I've seen the midnight bronze. It looks just like a little darker. It's almost the same, but it's a little darker. Not as much, what is it? Not as much yellow tone. Oh, that black lightning, or I guess USMC lightning, looks pretty awesome. See if we can get a good side view of it. So background's a good graphite black, but then the stenciling for the lightning is USMC red. If you check out my only post on here where it's the 4 guns, the pistol is burnt, and the AR is midnight. Okay. SM17 zoom slide in camo. If I remember right, this is mil-spec OD green. This is desert. Oh. I forgot the 17's just a smidge longer. They love to catch. But mil-spec OD green, FDE, and desert sand. And then, of course, we have an OD green model, and we have, oh, there's multiple camos. There's the winter camo. There's one I'm forgetting of. It's the black camo. I don't think we've actually given it a name, technically speaking. So we have the OD camo, the regular camo, the woodland camo, the tiger stripe camo, the winter camo. We need to make a desert camo at some point. But the black camo, anyway, it has graphite black as like the base color, desert sand, and FDE. It looks pretty cool. I'm just going to pull one up. I know I've got one here somewhere. There we go. Here it is. Little hard to tell from the screen, but that's the black camo. Base is black, but then FDE and desert sand. I know y'all are with Delta Team Tactical. Are there any other companies y'all are actively pursuing to carry your slides? All the time. All the time. People who are currently carrying our slides, though, right now are Optics Planet, Delta Team Tactical, MMC Armory, Davidson Defense, No Quarter Innovations, Moriarty Armaments has some of our slides. 3CR Tactical has some of our slides. MDX Arms. But we're always looking for more. We're always looking for new companies, either to work through our distributor or to work with us directly, or, you know, whoever wants to order. Big orders, small orders. If they can only order, you know, like 10 slides, great. If they can order 200 slides, great. 500 slides, even better. But we don't turn down, you know, businesses that do small orders either. Because we understand some of them are mom and pop shops, you know, kind of like us. And if they can only order 5 or 10 slides, that's fine. We'll work with them. There might be some new ones that we're working with in the future. Can't comment on those at the moment. But yep, definitely always looking for new contacts, always looking for new businesses. And thank you guys for the likes. It's greatly appreciated. Actually, I should drop this over in our Instagram group, which I forget to do that, and let them know, hey, I'm live. Boom, there we go. We're live. I don't know. You have any sources? Have any hot leads? You reaching out to some more people? And then we're also evaluating our collabs too. So we'll be doing more collabs, checking all those out. And we're just constantly posting stuff. Man, you know, here's one from 65th Tactical. I don't know if you guys know who he is, but I'm going to pop this on here. Here we go. So this is a build he made with our kind of woodland camo. Kinda. Yep, it's always cool seeing what other people do with builds. There we go. Just responding to a few people who are leaving comments. Oh yeah, he's got some great builds. Yeah, I love seeing the stuff people send to us. It's amazing. Except the one guy who glued like deck tape to one. That was weird. I mean, it's his slide. He can do what he wants with it, but that was interesting. That was an interesting choice. It's a very interesting choice. But hey, it's his slide. He can do what he wants with it. How about y'all? You guys working on any crazy new builds? I am planning on potentially going to a Gun Owners of America event next month. But if not that, there's another gun show coming to Arizona in April that I'll probably be going to that. Go down there and meet and greet with people. I know people keep asking us, hey, are we going to GunCon? Are we going to GOA Goals? No, we're not. There's no plans to. SHOT Show was expensive enough, and that was right next door in Nevada. So we literally just drove there. GunCon and GOA, we'd have to go there by plane. And yeah, we're not going. And there's no plans to. I mean, maybe something changes last minute, but I doubt it. So we'll have to live vicariously through the people who are going and just check out their social media and comment and like and share. Because that's the big thing, you know. Like, comment, share when you can on a lot of these channels, because, man, do a lot of the algorithms and a lot of the platforms hate 2A channels. Like, I know dudes who were used to get, like, hundreds to thousands of people in their lives, and now they get, like, freaking 20 if they're lucky. Oh, the evils of Gemini. Does not love us. Oh, but it's been a cool week, and we're doing some new social media stuff, and we'll see how that goes, and see if we can change up some of the views we're getting over there on Facebook and whatnot. Of course, I fully expect Facebook to pull a Facebook and just suspend us for a week again. So, that's Facebook for you. But we got some groups over there we're talking with and chatting up, and, you know, it seems promising. Plus, now we're on Clapper. We're doing that, getting some views and likes and subs over there. So we're always checking out other social media stuff, too. Oop. Let's put you that way now. This one here is our SM19 Turbo in NRA Blue. I'm surprised it beat out the popularity of the Periwinkle. Funny enough, I thought the Periwinkle looked better, but people like this blue. I mean, it's not a bad blue. Definitely pops. I just thought the Periwinkle was a little better. But that's the thing about matter of preference, right? People like what they like. And so you give the people what they want. You know, if reasonable. I've got a guy who messages us like once a month who wants us to make a Ruger P89 slide. Brookside, what's going on, man? Thank you guys for the likes. Which, I mean, when did they stop making the Ruger P89? It is an older, not old pistol, but it's older. 2009. Yeah, they stopped making it in 2009. But the guy wants us to make a Ruger P89 slide, and I don't see a lot of people running around with P-Series anymore, right? There can't be a market for it. At least not one that I've seen. Like, I'm sure plenty of people still have them. It's just, it's more part of collections now. People aren't really carrying them anymore. Funny enough, I actually saw a P89 at the local gun show that I went to with Desert Armory. For those of you who don't know, Desert Armory and I, we met up at a local gun show here in Arizona. Which is cool. We might meet up again and do that, again in the near future. Because, hey, gun shows hit Arizona like every month. Some are in town, some are out, in the county. And that's just like near me. There's gun shows across the state too. So Arizona loves their guns. I mean, you might cook yourself in the summer at 120 degrees, but we do love our guns. Amazed at how much that microphone can pick up because I can hear it in my headset. And I'm like a room and a half over. Oh yeah, Brookside, it was awesome. Funtucky, this may be a stupid question, but is the RXM frame compatible with Glock and Glock clone slides? Yes, it is. Actually, I have the box for, there I'm dropping stuff, for our RXM. The frame and the slide are at the shop. Should not have lifted that up, but I tweaked my shoulder at work. That's gonna feel fun for the next day or two. But yes, the Ruger RXM is a Glock clone. And they have got themselves named in a BS lawsuit from, not a lawsuit yet, just a notice, letter of, what's it called? Letter of intent? Letter of concern? Either way, was Everytown USA sent Ruger a letter telling them to stop. Cease and desist. And they're like, hey, stop making this because people can put switches on it and whatever. That's not Ruger's fault. That's not Ruger's fault at all. Hey, FB Ordnance, what's going on? But you know what? I get it. I get it because I just saw something on the news today about California wanting to lower testing grade standards so that people who score 24% can get a D. So, I get it. They don't understand simple concepts like you have to commit a criminal act to be a criminal. Like, we've already proven this in case law multiple times that just because you own an item or just because someone else created an item doesn't make you a bad person. You actually have to go do the bad thing and have bad intent. Like, heck, we saw with the U.S. versus, what was it, Smith & Wesson versus Mexico, where they actually did. They took Smith & Wesson all the way up to the Supreme Court. And it was ruled that Smith & Wesson cannot be held responsible for what criminals do with their product. Just like Ford is not responsible because somebody gets a DUI. It should be a simple concept, but it's not simple, and we can't pretend that they will understand it. They probably do understand it, but we can't pretend that they're going to. Because what it's really about is it's about them wanting to take away gun rights. That's all it is. You shouldn't mince words about it. They just want to take away your gun rights. It's not that they have a failure to understand or that they struggle with it or they're doing it on purpose. Nobody can be that ignorant that long, that stupid that long about the issue of firearms. They're doing it on purpose. FB Ordinance says, YouTube backup. Looks like it crashed. Oh, did it? Absolutely Funtucky. They know what they're doing. I mean, you've got things like Jackson Lee saying really dumb stuff, but I don't think they say dumb stuff because they're dumb. I think they say dumb stuff because they know in their position of authority that they can mislead the public. That's why I think they lie about firearms so often. Is they're in a position of authority and they know they can mislead the public. That is what it's about. But the only thing we can do as custodians of the Second Amendment is just teach people. That's the best thing we can do. We can teach, the basics of marksmanship and gun safety. There was a video I was sharing. I think FE Ordinance is in the same group. Over there on Instagram. You're in there, right? I'm going to try and pull the video up. Let me see here. Yeah, you probably saw me post it. I'm going to post it in here. Or I'm going to turn the camera over so you guys can see it. One moment. Okay, let's move that. Yeah, I'll show this twice. Yeah. Yeah. Hey, work in progress. What's going on, man? Yeah, for those of you that saw that. Hey, thank you guys for the likes. For those of you that saw that, I sat in silence when I first saw it for a good minute or two. And I mean, she's so freaking lucky that Darwinism right there just didn't play a role. But what that stems from is lack of familiarity and lack of respect. They think it looks cool. People who do dumb stuff like that, they think it's because it looks cool. You know, it's something cool that they can flex on social media. And no one ever taught them respect for firearms. And no one ever taught them an understanding for firearms. Firearms are tools. They're not toys. They're not so you can look gangster and cool. I mean, sometimes you do look gangster and cool, but it's a tool. You learn how to use it. Gerald, what's going on, man? Absolutely, and I think like as a community, we need to show gun fail videos like that. Not necessarily to shame the person that did it. If they live, hopefully that is their come to Jesus moment. That is their teaching moment, and hopefully they start having a whole new respect for what firearms are. What we should do for gun videos, it's not something that we need to be like laughing at people at. It's something we need to show people who are new to firearms. Hey, don't be this. Don't do this. Respect what you're holding. Yeah, imagine being their parent and seeing that video. Yeah, oh God. Yeah. It's oh, thank you guys for the likes. It's greatly appreciated. Um and I've seen some dumb ones, and there's a range I used to go to that if you were new to the range, they forced you to watch a video for like 10 minutes before you could go shoot. And one of the videos is there was a hang fire, and for some reason, the guy decides to look down the barrel and narrowly misses himself, and it blows a hole through his hat. Narrowly misses himself. Like hang fire, and he's going to look down the barrel. That's fair. Yeah. I mean, I'm also, it's weird, like the duality of man, right? I want to teach gun safety and marksmanship, but at the same time, remove safety labels and warnings. uh, AT, what's going on, man? I had 20 people ask me, who do I take it to when it needs cleaned? Huh. Huh. I mean, you can take it to some gun shops. Some gun shops will clean your stuff for you. Especially if you've gotten a bunch of old stuff that you just don't want to touch. I've seen people do that where they've sent it to someone to be professionally cleaned. I get it. Cleaning's a pain in the butt. I've cleaned a lot of weapons in the Army, and it's not fun. Don't get me wrong, you can get into a rhythm. I was cleaning an old bolt action I had a while back, and I'm just sitting there in the zone, not thinking about anything. Just a man in his empty box, and just completely zoned in on the task. It's almost therapeutic. But also cleaning weapons sucks sometimes. So I get it, wanting to pay somebody else to do it for you, but you got to know how to do it yourself. You got to know how to disassemble it yourself, clean it yourself. I'm with you on that, but I also understand that some people grew up in a completely different lifestyle. You know, maybe they had parents who were anti-gun, and they themselves, found the light, but now they don't know who to turn to. And the people they turn to is like the retards on Reddit and, some of the Facebook groups. And it's, yeah. Oh, I feel you there. Man, I want to get a can. I don't want to do my taxes, though. I mean, I'm going to, but I don't want to. There was a local gun shop. I'm sad to say they are no longer in business, but there was a local gun shop that they offered that service. And the people that usually did it were people who had older guns that they inherited or that they wanted someone else to professionally clean it before they went to sell it. And so they offered that service. They would inspect it, they would functions check it, they would clean it, and then they'd return it to you for, I forget how much they charged for it back then, but it wasn't ridiculously expensive. And it was just a service they offered. And yeah, it was mostly people with older guns that ended up doing that. I need to go through and clean some of mine and re-oil them. Some of them have just been sitting in storage. They haven't been used. They're probably fine, but they need a light cleaning and a little bit of oil added to them. Especially before summer hits, we get a lot of moisture in the air. So we get monsoon season rolling through. Just got to do a light cleaning and re-oiling. Keep that surface rust away. Yeah, that's not bad. $50 to do some cleaning. I got a real bad one. It was an old J. Stevens 410 bolt action shotgun. And freaking cool. 410 tube magazine, bolt action. Love that damn thing. Still have it. But when I bought it, I picked it up for like $50. And the person who sold it, they had it there on consignment. And it had been left in a shed uncovered for like 3 or 4 years. So when I went through disassembling it and I took it completely apart, stock and everything off, there were spider eggs in it. Yeah. And there were dead spiders in the barrel. So, yep. I'm glad I cleaned it thoroughly and got that all squared away. It would have sucked to like take that to the range and pop a couple off and just spiders start crawling out of it. I'd have freaked out. Yep. Imagine that. Imagine you get some old rifle. Someone's like, hey, check this out. And you're just like, ah, cool. Yeah. Cheek to stock well. Got to aim down range. All right. Pop a few off. And all of a sudden, spiders start crawling out of the damn thing. Yeah. You telling me you wouldn't freak out for a minute? Oh, man. I think I just sat at a table watching Netflix for like 5 or 6 hours cleaning that thing. Because I had the day off. And by the time I stood up, my legs were all messed up because I was like, I had actually just been sitting for that long. Jack of all trades, what's going on, brother? Oh man, for those of you guys who don't know Jack of all trades, check out his channel. We met up at SHOT Show again, second time meeting up. Same for FV Ordnance. Check out his channel too. A lot of good gun content. Just talking about fun stories. Picked up an old rifle or old shotgun on consignment, and I found out after I bought it that it had been sitting in a shed uncovered for like 3 years. So when I went to clean it, I found spider eggs in it and dead spiders in the barrel. And yeah, that was a fun cleaning. It was a fun cleaning adventure on that one. Yeah, some people inherit firearms, and the family members don't take care of them. And so sometimes that's how you can get some cool stuff cheap. Like I picked up an old Lee Enfield from World War One, an OT-3 Springfield. Sadly, someone sporterized the stock later on in life. It's from the era of time where people used to engrave their social security numbers on their rifles. And so yeah, my OT-3 has somebody's social on it. Someday I will go get an original stock or a reproduction stock for that rifle someday. But I also picked up a Mosin Nagant from World War II. I picked up an old 12 gauge from the 30s. I picked up, and that spider infested 410 bolt action I picked up also, yeah, from the 1920s or 30s. Like you can find some really, really cool old stuff on consignment at like your mom and pop gun shops. And they're neat, but sometimes they're also really neglected because like, for example, this 410, it sat out in a shed for like 3 years. Not in a range bag, not in anything, not even in plastic wrap. Just uncovered for 3 years. It needed so much love. So much love. But now I look back on it and laugh, and I think, man, if I had taken that to the range and just, fired off a few shells and, just threw some 410 slugs or bird in there and all of a sudden spiders start crawling out, because I hadn't cleaned it thoroughly beforehand, I'd have dropped that thing so quick. Oh, man. But you've also got to make sure you do thorough inspections on the stuff you pick up on consignment too, because early mistake, early on, me owning guns for the first time, right? I picked up that 1930s 12 gauge, and I forget the make and model of it now, but it had an issue with the firing pin where the firing pin protruded just enough. And I did not know this because I was like, okay, functions check, everything's fine, everything's working. I did not check it thoroughly enough, so when I racked it forward, when I racked the pump forward, the breech did not close all the way, and the firing pin struck the primer, and yeah, it fired prematurely and blew off the trigger guard, shot a bunch of hot gunpowder, unburnt, back into my face, and thankfully I was wearing iPro. But yeah, be really thorough when you're inspecting old guns, because sometimes they weren't cared for, or sometimes they were put on consignment and the mom and pop gun shop didn't check it. It's just sold as is. So you might have a potentially dangerous platform, without knowing it. So check thoroughly, very thoroughly, any of those used firearms you might be getting. Now I got a funny story about how I had a catastrophic failure of a 12 gauge while I was at the range. And here's the fun part. I still hit the target. Still kept that damn thing downrange. But stuff happens. So, you've got to inspect your old firearms when you're getting them. That range safety sucked too, because the people near me could see something was wrong. Even wearing iPro, I still got some of it in my eyes. And all I did was made sure I kept the weapon pointed downrange. And people assisted me because I couldn't see. And I got checked out. We got my eyes flushed. I'm good to go. Nothing wrong. Nothing crazy. But, oh yeah. People were telling me YouTube was being a little wonky. But I still hit the target. Still kept it pointed down range, still kept it safe. Like, even if you're injured, you still got to have, the thought process to keep everything safe, right? You can't just freak out because you have a firearm with you. Now, of course, granted, I'd already fired, and it's a shotgun. No new shell had been chambered, good to go. But all I knew is I was having trouble seeing, so I kept it pointed down range anyway. Didn't panic, let people check me out. Range safety came over. Is everything all right here? And it's like, dude, like 10 minutes had passed by. Like, do your job. Like, really bad at your job. We don't go to that range anymore. Not because of that incident, but because we don't like the staff. Yeah, they're not very friendly, and they're not very attentive, and they get really finicky on what rules they enforce and how. So we were just like, that's cool. We'll go to another range. And it's like, yeah, that's cool. I mean, the one time we went there, we had a large group with us. Quite a few women. Some of them first-time shooters. And it was great. It's always great taking first-time shooters to the range. Teaching them how to shoot, teaching them firearm safety, getting them ready to go. That's always great. But this woman kept walking over to our group, and here we are. We're a bunch of vets, and one of the women with us, military and law enforcement. And so we're all there teaching, these new people. And she keeps going over, hey, we got this cool class, women only. And don't be wrong, women's only class, that's fine. That's great. Anything to teach women how to shoot and, potentially kill bad guys messing with women, I'm cool with that. But she did not know how to read the room and know that they were already there being taught, to the point where all she ended up doing was irritating the women and turned them off of taking additional classes, at least from that location. So, yeah, she shouldn't have been so pushy. Should have learned how to read the room. Because, I mean, don't get me wrong, I love seeing people go take classes and go learning stuff and go seeking out instructors and But sometimes the people that are doing it, they don't push it very well. You can ruin people's comfortability. Oh yeah, yeah. Well, I can see we're all disappointed because Justine decided to keep the sunset flash for herself. She showed me the sunset Viper you're gonna get, and I was like, oh heck yeah, this looks amazing. I can't say I blame her. I kind of want the sunset flash myself, but I get it. She's getting her own build, so fair enough. Super proud of her for building one. And the question is, what's she going to do to the frame? I don't know what kind of frame she's going to do, or what she's going to Cerakote the frame color to be. Maybe she'll do sunset for the frame. I don't know. Well, we'll see. Because she's just like, nope, this flash is mine. And I'm super happy for her to be excited about a build. That's awesome. Yeah, because everyone's experience is different. Hers wasn't the same as Brian and I's, where we both shot in the Army, did competition shooting, and then of course this working Stiffler Manufacturing. She didn't have that same background, so her getting into her own, like, this is hers, super excited for her. She's keeping the good shit to herself. Yeah. Absolutely she is. But it's exciting to watch people who were not very big into firearms, or who don't know anything about firearms, get excited about firearms. That's always awesome. But just to show you guys off, this is what Justine is keeping for herself. The SM-19 Flash in Sunset Cerakote. USMC red, electric yellow, hunter orange, blended together to make a sunset. So yeah, this is what she's keeping. And I don't blame her. It's pretty cool looking. I wouldn't mind this as a showpiece, going to gun shows and a few things. But yep, she's keeping that for herself. So good on her. Yeah, that's a freaking beautiful slide. Active, what's going on, man? Yeah, so if you buy it through MMC, or you buy it through Davidson or Delta, they do the assembly on that stuff. So all we do for Davidson and all those others is we make the slides for them. Now, if you buy it from us, what we've done is, of course, we make the slides, but then we've procured parts kits through SCT or through Delta or whatever, and then we'll put it together for you. But if you buy a complete, you're getting it with them as well. Oh yeah, they had mentioned that you're teaming up with Delta for the frame. Right on. Oh, if you haven't already, I'd reach out to Siley Optics. I don't know if they're still doing it, but they were giving some gun tubers some red dots to do testing with their builds and to do like collabs. So you might be able to still get a red dot if you haven't gotten one from them already. And full disclosure, I'm not up talking the red dots from Siley because they paid us or whatever. They did give us these for free to test and to check out on our slides to see if they fit and see if they work, and they do. And I have so far tested the Wolf X Pro, this one back here, and I've put 900 rounds through the Wolf X Pro. It runs great. I have tossed it onto the ground. I have tossed it into concrete and gravel. It's kept its zero. I've beat it on the desk. I literally used it like a hammer and just started beating it on the desk, and still running, still working. I haven't like tortured it like some people have, but hey, it works. And it's affordable. If I had to say, out of affordable optics, if you're not looking to break the bank on it, but get something that still works, yeah, Siley and Gideon are doing a good job. Is it going to be the best optic out there? Probably not. I'm sure you could find something better, but is it affordable and does it work? Yeah. So far, I haven't, I get it. 900 rounds isn't a true test. It should probably have 5,000 rounds through it to call it a true test. But that's what I've done with it so far. And I'm sure there's plenty of other shooters out there who've tested them way further than I have. So, go do some research before you go buy stuff. But I'm happy with it so far. Hey, right on, FE. You have a good one, man. Avoid getting banned if you can. That's got to be like the motto of all of our content creators. Avoid being banned if you can. And I don't know who's new in here. I see we got a few more pop in. If you guys are new to Stiffler Manufacturing, welcome. We make slides out of bars of steel. They fit the Glock 19 and Glock 17. We use 17-4 stainless steel. We do all the Cerakote in-house. Nothing third party. So we do everything's in-house. We get heat-treated steel sent to us. It's American source steel. We do all the milling ourselves. Heck, I can even pull up a video of us doing some of the milling. And all that's done in-house, and all the Cerakote's in-house. We have our own Cerakote booth. Yep, here we go. Here's us milling the steel into slides. We do this right here in Arizona. So, yep, it's all in-house. There's no third party. We don't have to send them off to be heat-treated later. We don't send them off to some other party. We're not getting blank slides and doing, like, finishing work. Everything starts as a bar of steel. So, those of you new to us, hey, that's what we do. And if you guys got questions about it, please feel free to ask. I feel like a crazy person just talking to myself sometimes. I mean, I'm a little crazy, just like Jack of all trades over there. We all decided to let Uncle Sam play with us for a little while. Got to be a little crazy for that. But yep, that sale ends tonight. 15% off all stripped slides, off all complete slides. Any model, any color, doesn't matter. 15% off. Whatever's on the website, 15% off. Active, that's awesome. I love that. Oh, that's great. It's okay. He paid me for it. Just a little. When finance didn't mess that up. Screw you, DFAS. Oh, how long have we been doing this? Oh, yeah, almost an hour. Right on. Okay, yeah, so we will... $20 is $20. Exactly. Is that before or after taxes? Oh, we hit the hour mark. We'll open up some final questions, final comments, whatever you guys ask. I will do my best to answer. If I can't find an answer, I'll make something up. So, by all means, feel free to ask whatever you want to ask, and I'll come up with something. I'd love to do a little Q&A. How long we've been doing this? What's your plans? Do you like hot dogs? Whatever. What's your favorite gun? I got all kinds of answers. Actually, that's an easy one. My favorite gun is the Puckle gun. If you guys don't know what that is, look that up. The Puckle gun is the absolute answer to why every person out there says the founding fathers could never have conceived of this new modern rifle. Man, I love hot dogs, and I'll eat them all kinds of ways if you give me $20. But Puckle gun, yeah, man. Like, it is the absolute answer to the founding fathers not knowing there weren't going to be gun advancements. Bullcrap. Look at the Puckle gun. Look at the Giordani air rifle. Look at all these older, crazy designs. You know, crazy back then, right? And you tell me the founding fathers didn't know that there weren't going to be gun innovations. Bullcrap. Of course they knew. Heck, they might have even procured some of that for the revolution if they had money. They didn't have money. We were broke. We were so broke when we first started. Hell, we had to borrow money from the Dutch just to get a nation started. I feel like the revolution does not get taught well enough anymore. A lot of men, yes, some of them well off, yes, some of them well-to-do, well-educated for the times, but some not. And they sacrificed a lot. They gave up a lot. They risked a lot. They literally risked they and their families being hung to death or death by firing squad to do what they did. Some of them died penniless, gave up their entire fortunes. It's a very interesting portion of history. Does not get taught very much. Well, it does get taught. It just, in my opinion, does not get taught very well. So, pick up books. Use Google. And yes, they did believe in firearms. And yes, we should all have firearms. Do I think Epstein is still alive? Nah, that dude's dead. I've seen some of the things. People are like, nah, man, he's alive somewhere. Like Elvis. Like Tupac. And I'm like, nah, he's dead. I mean, I can wish he would have suffered a little more, you know, for what he did. You know, have an old Army conversation, just talk with a few Army buddies. I'm like, you know what we should do is we should round up all the guys on the list and maybe put them back on that island and then you know, just let the Navy use it as target practice, you know. That's personal me talking. And if he is, you know, somebody should, you know, introduce him expeditiously to a wood chipper. Feet first. That's just my opinion. I will say this. What I do love is that there is an unspoken code between most people, even criminals, that you don't touch kids. Criminals, you know, think of dudes going out robbing places, going out setting fires, committing fraud, doing all this crazy stuff, right? That you sit there and go, yeah, that's a bad guy. Yeah, he should rot in prison. And yet, even those guys don't like chomos. So that, at the very least, can be respected. There's one guy out there who named himself after one of the Caesars. I forget which one. It might just be Julius Caesar. I don't. Maybe it was Marcus Aurelius. I don't know. Either way, he named himself after one of the Caesars, one of the emperors of ancient Rome, and he's in prison currently for life. And what does he do in prison? Every time he can, he kills a PDF. And he has to go back to court and explain why he did it, and he does. And, you know, I long have since forgotten what he was originally in prison for, but I mean, I don't know. I'm just saying, maybe he shouldn't be out, but maybe we could build a statue of the guy. I don't know. That's where I'm at. That's my personal opinion. I don't know. Ugh. Dude's out there doing the Lord's work. I don't know. Maybe it might be a little Old Testament, but good on him. Little community service, as it were. But final questions. What do you guys got? We got hot dogs, and I said $20. And then I went on a little rant there for a minute. Are we going to SHOT Show again next year? Absolutely. I hope I can see Jack of all trades there again. More fire and brimstone. Yeah, you know, sometimes you need it. Sometimes you need it. Some people got way too comfortable. with how peaceful things are. I don't know. A little more fire and brimstone. At least on certain people, certain things, certain issues. Ultimately, I'm actually fairly peaceful. Don't really wish hardships on anybody, you know, except those guys. Those guys deserve all the hardship. And then an expeditious wood chipper. Suppose here's one like, why choose 17.4? A lot of companies do 416R stainless steel. Why choose 17.4? Why pay more for 17.4? Some people ask that sometimes. And they'll go, well, hey, Stiffler, I see your slides are only like 150 to like 300-ish, you know, depending on what you're getting. Yeah. He's like, but I can go get a slide for like 100. Okay, go ahead. And they'll go like, really, just like that? And I'm like, yeah, if you want to go find a slide for 100, by all means. I mean, it's probably not the best quality, but I've got a slide here somewhere. Let's see. Here we go. Yeah, this slide's like 100. It's not one of ours. This one's a little jacked up. I'm sure some of you have seen it in the past. But when it was brand new, yeah, this is like 100. There's nothing really going on with it. There's not really any design to it. No front grip serrations. You've got your rear grip serrations. There's no optics cut. And to show you how it's messed up, look at the horror. I feel for this slide. I feel for this slide so much. But anyway, it's not one of ours. And we helped somebody out. We got them one of ours. But then you take a look at one of ours. Right? Here we go. It has an optic cut. Comes with aluminum cover plate, not plastic. Front grip serrations. Porting. Or even the ones that are not ported, it's got a good chamfer. Right? A little bit more design work to it. So those ones that you're picking up for 100, and here's the kicker. 416R stainless steel versus 17.4. 17.4 is harder. It's more corrosion resistant. It's got chromium in it that helps with that, right? It's going to last you longer. You can do more stuff with it. And here is us just being confident as all heck. That's what we did to the side of a slide. Right there on the side breech wall. Right there on the face of it. Why? Because we can. Because 17.4 stainless steel, you can do more with it. It'll last longer. It'll survive. Some of you might remember a few years back, especially during COVID, where there were all these companies making crazy slides, sketchy slides, right? And you'd see videos on Facebook, YouTube, Reddit about, hey, man, I was out at the range and my slide cracked. Well, they were using 416 with too many aggressive cuts, or they were even using lesser quality than 416. 416 is good gun steel. Don't get me wrong. If like this barrel here is made out of 416, it's good quality steel. It's good gun steel. There's plenty of slides out there that are made out of 416 that function just fine. 17.4 is still better. It's a better steel. So your slide's going to last longer, and those who make things with it, do things with it, they can do more with it. They can do more designs. Stuff like this, like the Viper having 3 ported windows and this neat little design feature on the side, these little window cuts here, you can't do that with certain other ones. Your slide's going to crack. 17.4, it's strong enough. It can handle it. There's some really cool looking slide designs out there, and the people that made them, they were limited by the steel they were using. What's the problem with 17.4? It's harder to work with. It breaks end mills. It absolutely does. When you're in there, machining these slides, end mills break because of how hard it is. And that's carbide end mills. They do break. And they break more on 17.4 than they do 416. This is what it is. So we went through and we started making these, and we're like, here's cost analysis, right? We're sitting here like, we can make these for 150 to 300, whereas other companies, they're bigger, they've been around longer. For what we're making for 150, they're charging you guys 4 or 5. For what we're making for 300, they're charging you guys 6 or 7. Yeah, we've only been around 3 years, and will prices change in the future? Yeah, they very well might. But for 3 years, we have done everything we can to keep prices that you guys can afford them. Not just, the the experienced builder who knows what they're doing, but the brand new guys too, the guys that are just getting into it. We've done our best to keep the prices, low as we can, while also still turning a profit for us and paying for our employees and, paying for the shop to expand and so on. So I think we've done a good balance of that. And so why 17.4 steel? That's why. That's why we use it. It's good steel. Will we ever do something with 416? Maybe. Depends on what distributors and vendors we get in the future. And if we do get 416 in the future, we're going to find ways to run it better than some other people are doing. It might take a little bit, but we'll figure it out. Because what we're doing with 17.4 is pretty solid. A few other companies are doing it the same way we're doing it. We just figured out how to do it. I don't want to toot my own horn too much, but we figured out a way to do it that's a little more productive. So, when people say, hey, Stiffler Manufacturing, can I order 500 slides? Yeah, sure. When do you need them? We'll get that done for you. We'll order new steel and get them made for you. And they're like, oh, can I get them in like 6 months? Like, we can get them for you next month if you want. Like, we just got to wait on a steel ship. Like, we have to go order 500 bars first. And they look at us like all crazy. Like, what do you mean next month? And I'm like, we'll get them to you next month. Yeah. And what it is they're used to dealing with manufacturers that are running 416, and where they're milling the slide, they're sending it off. It has to be reheat treated again after it's been machined, and then it has to go through a finishing pass to make sure there's no warping in it. And depending on where you are, depending on the heat treatment facilities, how backlogged they are, it could be 6 weeks, it could be 18 weeks, it could be more. The longest I think I saw was like 22 weeks. 22-week turnaround time is so wild. We don't have that. Why? Because of this beautiful baby right here. That's why. It's worth it. It really is. You're getting a better slide. Yeah, you can't get it for 100, but 150 is really not that bad. And then if you want some more cool designs, up to 300. Really not that bad. So, I went off on a rant there again. Answered my own question, I suppose. What other people are asking. But, yeah, we're at the almost hour 15 mark. If that's it with you guys, if you guys don't have any comments, questions, I'm good. Oh, wait, what's this saying? Bulldog Smith Farms. I heard Epstein was building ball statues in Iraq. I don't know, man. Maybe. Who knows? Who knows anymore? But, hey, check out the website tonight. Sale ends in, 4 hours-ish? 15% off all slides on the store. Strip slides, complete slides, every model, every color, 15% off for President's Day. And if you don't pick one up now, that's cool. Thanks for checking us out. Thanks for popping in tonight. And as always, everybody, we just want to say, stay 2A every day.